Indeed, and greetings upon you, beloved and holy friends. Thank you so much for joining me here again on another day that we get to live inside out and outside in. Shannon, thank you so much for joining me today, my friend. Like, I don't know if you know, probably not, but you will now because I'm going to tell you. Every single time that I start setting up for the stream, it tells me that you're there waiting. Like after I've added my thumbnail, my title and stuff, it tells me that you're there waiting. One person waiting, and I can't tell you how much that means to me. It's something so small. It's literally a piece of text, and yet, thank you, thank you so much. Man, I feel emotional now suddenly. Why do I want to cry? Damn it! I wasn't planning on crying today. Okay. Diana, thank you for joining me, friend. It's so nice to have you here as well. I hope you and the family are doing well. Is there anything coming up for you right now? Whew. Anything you want to share? Anything you're feeling? Anything that is coming from inside that you want it to be outside? Please do tell. You doing this means so much to me, Mel. Same. Shannon, you being here means so much to me, and like I would go as far as to say it means more to me, or we can do it both sides of the paradox. If you showing up means means half as much to me as me showing up for you, then me showing up means twice as much for you. Versus if you showing up means half as much to me, or means as much to me as it does, and me showing up means half as much to you, then I feel like you being here means twice as much to me. So thank you. Nonetheless, thank you for being a part of this infinity with me, friends. Today's whole topic was actually inspired by Bubbles. Some of you friends might know Bubbles. He's quite a beautiful human being himself. And, he was just ranting, as Bubbles does. And I was sitting in with him and I was just listening and paying attention. And he said something that was, and this is a while ago now, maybe like two, more than a week ago. And we have kivita. Those birds are called kivita. They're these long-legged birds, and they get super riled up when things bother their nests, and they make those sounds, and then they fly away and they land again, and whatever predator is trying to get to them gets led away from their nests, but they're pretty noisy. So he was kind of like ranting about this understanding that we're supposed to live from inside out, instead of living from outside in, instead of being privy, being subject to the way that the world wants us to be, the way the world is projecting onto us, how we're supposed to be something and to project that image out to the world. And, it's something that's relatively simple to grasp and we can all agree upon it. But I feel it's something that's important for us to actually touch on a little bit. Gobbledygoo. Globs, gobble glob. Let's write it again. Globs, gobble love you. Globs, gobble love you too. Thank you, God, for joining us. Fash, so nice having you here, but the bear. Thank you for that. Starstruck. I appreciate you so much, Gav. Good morning, Katie. Such a nice pleasure having you here today. We have Jovan joining us as well. Thank you, beloved friends. Thank you for honoring me. Thank you for allowing me to honor you. I appreciate it so much. Wait a second. Bubbles. He's so interesting. He really is quite a character, huh, Shannon? Man, just being able to, again, I see these Reddit streams, all streams technically, as someone opening a window into their existence, into their life, into their side of the infinity. And with these little, technological mirrors, we can like look through those windows. And technically, you're literally seeing me as I see myself if I look at myself in a mirror. So if I was like carrying around a mirror, looking at myself, at my world, that is what I would see, and now you're seeing it, right? So it's this whole trip. It's this whole trip. We're doing something cool, and we're not even really paying attention to it. So thank you, thank you for being here with me, friends. It means so much. My heart is a little heavy, or bothered. It's been this way for like 3 days, so today I'm trying to snap out of it. I need to be around positivity and light. positivity and enlightening you a little bit more, Diana. You deserve it, friend. I hope that you're feeling. I hope that you feel a little bit better, as we keep going through this little stream. Maybe we can, touch on some points. Maybe there's something that can be said that can create a little bit of inspiration, realization, interpretation. Who knows? Who knows? Like these streams do take us some places sometimes. Thank you for going to those places with us right now. I appreciate that, Anna. I made it with a strong inducing first comment. Not only that, but you were first, Gob. You're first, dude. Like it's been done. The prophecy has been fulfilled. Hello again, Katie. Sending love to you as well. Mammy, honoring us with her presence today. I'm out and about, but wanted to pop in and say happy day of Wednesday. Thank you. I need to dance, but I'm kind of like concerned of the amount of time I have. Maybe we'll do a little bit of a dance like Yossi. I'm a little bit erect right now. Like I'm feeling weak. So I'm on day 3 of the fast, and day 2 is usually the most difficult one for me. But I don't really pay attention to how difficult it is. And now today I'm like having a hard time. I mean, feel like I'm pulling a lot of amps. And I'm doing yoga. Like I think we did. Oh goodness. Really? No. So I'm trying to do the math. I think I did like 3.5 hours of yoga yesterday. Oh goodness. And it's of course, my smart idea to decide to do it fasted. I got to drink some bone broth. Eden was like hard on that recommendation last time I fasted. So I made myself some bone broth and I froze it in the freezer, and I could take out a little, I think it was like 100 ml container, dissolved it into some water, and I feel it will serve me. It was like a little bit of an oddity. I was almost drinking it like a tea, which was kind of weird as well. Like a, oh yes, bone tea. How do you? Dibs biscuit. That was no biscuits, unfortunately, but it was quite an experience. Thank you, Mel. Oh, wait a second. I'm sorry to hear that, friend. Is the sun out by you? Spend a little time in the sun if you can. Spend a little time in the sun. Spend a little time looking up at the sky, like really tilting your eyes upwards, and spend a little time looking at trees. Or like an animal helps as well, Diana. But all of these things. We want you to feel better. Thank you, Melt. I appreciate you and everyone here. As we do you, friend. As we do you. Thank you for allowing yourself to be seen. Finding yourself in this moment. I was concerned how dancing was going to go today. I'm concerned with how dancing is going to go today. I'm light, and I don't have a hard time moving, but I don't really feel I have a lot of output, like I don't know if I'll be able to dance as vigorously. It is sunny. I wish we could share photos on here. I will definitely get out. Thank you, friend. Thank you for being willing to hear the suggestions, Diana, instead of being resistant, like, you think I don't know these things, huh? For feeling that inside out coming, instead of seeing it as a projection of us trying to force you to do something. We love you, Diana. Thank you for like being willing to take care of yourself. We love you, members. That we do. That we do. Oh wow, haven't seen you in a minute. Hamilton Beckett, it has been a minute, friend. Where have you been? We've missed you. Like we've been waiting here this whole time, dude. An infinite amount of times at this point, and yet, where were you? I'm just joking, friend. It's nice to have you here again. We have a Runkle Schmeggy. Good morning, friends. Looks like Haywire Hillbot is firing on all cylinders this morning. Is it blocking people or something? I'm happy to hear that in that case. If it's trying to keep the community safe, that is. Thank you, Runkle Schmecky, for joining us, Brother Bear. Hey, Brother Meld, and all of the lovely people, all of the beautiful people souls here. Lots of love, respect, and peace to all. Pillars, thank you for joining us, friend. It's nice to have you here as well. Like it's been such a pleasure, I wanted to say it's been such a pleasure getting to know you, and I feel like that might be not the right words to say because I don't know you, but I know of you, Pillars, and it's a pleasure for me to know of you again and again, to see you in this space, to feel your presence. You are loved. Thank you for joining us, friend. Schmuggerflick. Good morning, friend. What do you do? Is that what you're asking? Jaka? It's nice to have you here, friend. I breathe. I drink water. Sometimes I eat food. I have to sleep occasionally. It's a little bit of a burden, sometimes. Sleep again. Again? I like slept yesterday. Why do I have to sleep? But I talk for a living, friend, pretty much. At this point, actually, I'm yeah, that's it. I talk for a living. I talk. What do you do? I talk, friend. Even if I'm gonna give yoga classes, that's still gonna be talking. That means it is posted to Discord immediately. Oh, okay. Thank you for that, Uncle Schmecky. I'm happy that the bot is actually working. I was like thinking about that. I feel the Haywire Hill Discord is what a Discord should be, and my Discord is like what a Discord is. It's like, yeah, that's how Discords kind of be sometimes. But it's been such a beautiful process, just appreciating that space as well. Like seeing so many souls. Like, and I missed friends. I miss so many of us friends. That found ourselves in this space. And I think about you friends a lot, and I wonder what it is you're up with. Where it is life is taking you. If you're enjoying your relationships, if you're enjoying your creative pursuits, your jobs, your families. I think about you friends a lot, more than I can say. And it's, at least in my opinion, a feeling of from my heart, from my inner side, to be projecting love outwards to you friends, and that is never gonna go away. Never ever gonna go away. And it's all the more beautiful when your friends do come back into the space. Man, I have a hard time wording today. Yassi, goodness. We just have a friend asking. I breathe too, brother. We have a friend asking me what I do. I say I talk, and now I have a hard time talking. Love to you, Melt Fam and more friends. Thank you so much for joining us, Brother Ryan. It's such a pleasure having you here in the space again. Mrs. Breaksting saying something about this Runkle Schmeggy character is lovingly sus. Asking like what you're doing right now, lol. Just chilling outside. Pretty much. My brother. My sister is not here though. Whew. Yeah, pretty much. JK. Like we do sit outside and talk occasionally. And today I wanted to bring this topic, and it's something that I feel is of utmost importance for us to realize. And there's so much stuff that I was like kind of preparing to say. One of the things that I was preparing to say is that the world believes you. Okay? So whatever it is you're projecting out into the world believes you. If you're gonna claim to be something, the world's gonna be like, all right, if you say so, dude. And then from that context, just realizing what you might be telling the world. When we do it in such strange ways sometimes, like we do it inadvertently, and it's this difficult balance that we have to try and get in between being willing or taking the liberty to express ourselves and to feel into a difficult emotional state or something that might be bothering you in this moment, while at the same time not overdoing that, right? Like not creating a projection of yourself into the world and then projecting that over and over again, and doing it with such consistency that you start believing that not only will the world believe what you're outputting, but you believe what you're outputting. And it can happen the opposite way as well. Like if the world starts telling you something over and over again, right? Like switching that mindset from the outside in. If the world keeps telling you you're something worthless, and I feel the world we find ourselves in right now has been a society of reducing the individual human value, where we're seen as nothing more than gears, nothing more than pawns, nothing more than consumers and things that produce consumer goods. And it's something that I feel is genuinely ruining our self perception, where people feel like, what's the point? For the longest time in my life, had this question of what is the point? Like why are we doing this? And I had a hard time getting to an answer, because the answers that the world was giving me wasn't what I wanted to be. And it was only then that I realized that I'm the thing that's supposed to make the point, like seeking the point out there somewhere, where is the point? Where is the point? You in this moment, you as the awareness is that point. And from that point, you project outwards, and it's this, again, this infinity symbol with you as the slice in the middle. Your awareness in this moment is a slice of infinity. And the thing is as well, like, it's so complex. Everything is so complex while at the same time being so simple. And I was like thinking about it today in this context of a little lizard. Like I was sitting and meditating, and I was watching Pippi, and she was just so entrenched in what she was doing. Like she was laying on her back, and she was like using her little feetsies to chew on a bone, and then the bone would fall, and she would like lean over and get the bone again, and then play with it a little bit, and drops the bone, and then goes to a next thing, like a little brush. And then she's like, chewing on the brush, and then she sees something else, and then she's running over to that. And I was just like watching this dopamine loop in her, like, oh, new thing, oh, new thing, oh, new thing, oh, new thing again, oh, wow. And I was like noticing that in myself, and I was like, oh, fuck. Pippi teaching me again. Like I feel like I've learned so much. Like she's definitely one of my teachers, just showing me how that dopamine cycle. And even though I was witnessing that and noticing that inside of myself, that ability, that willingness to go from the next thing to the next thing to the next thing, and this compulsive, oh, maybe this thing is going to be better, maybe this thing is going to be better, I didn't see her, hey, I was just talking about you, I didn't see her lamenting, like she wasn't, I mean, like, this is just me watching, of course, but she wasn't complaining or creating a sense of lack or a sense of I'm not supposed to do this. At least from my perception, she was just in the moment. She was just, oh, okay, now this thing. Oh, okay, now this thing. And it was this contrast, of like noticing that if inside of myself, and trying to admit to myself that it's not something that necessarily always serves me. And then at the same time, watching her enjoy it, and like kind of paying attention to where the balance is supposed to be with inside of myself. And I was like, yes, meditation feels good. And I kept sitting, and Pippi kind of like came up to me, and I was giving her some scritches, and a little lizard like kind of came up on the wall, and I noticed the lizard instantly, and it's watching us. Like it was like literally tilting its little head up, and I could feel that little eye pointing at me. And I was just thinking to myself, this little eye consciousness again, this little awareness, watching what's happening in front of its eyes right now. It is this other being, and again, it is like painfully aware of both of us, both me and Pippi, and it's smaller than us. So I want to share like a bunch of things at the same time. But the first thing that I want to share is that I feel that smaller things, if you're smaller, you're more likely to die if you don't pay attention, if you're not aware enough. So they have like a sense of awareness, like an acute awareness that I think gives them almost an edge of being in the moment, right? Like it knows of me, and I can kind of be completely unaware and never know of it, but it will know of me for the whole period that I'm in the same environment as it is, while I can be completely oblivious to that. And then thinking of that in the context of something yet larger than myself, maybe being more complex, but at the same time becoming more unaware of things that might be outside of itself, right? To have more of that inward, outward projection, to be experiencing it in that instead of the outworld projecting in and then reacting because of that, to be careful, to keep surviving. Like that was the one thing I was thinking. And then as I was like giving Pippi scritches and feeling this little entity watching me and Pippi, I was just imagining what it must be thinking. Like there is this monster. Like in Pippi in his world would be an actual monster, and she did end up chasing him because she noticed him afterwards. Fortunately, didn't catch him, which I was very, very happy about. I was like on his side, I was like keeping Pippi back so that he can get away. And I was just thinking to myself, this little dude is watching me, watching it, us play with one another. And I wonder if it understood that there was a sense of play. I wonder if it. I mean, why would it get so close? Like it was literally as far as the camera is away from me right now, and I was watching it, and I was like, what is this making you feel? Are you noticing something? Standing? Like where does that awareness end? And I feel like understanding, I don't think it does necessarily understand, not in the way that we understand. I feel that's maybe something that our large cortexes has allowed us, is a little bit more understanding. But I feel it was seeing, if anything. It was observing. It knew that it was seeing something. Man, outside in versus inside out. How does it make you feel? Just thinking about it even. Of course, friend. Hope that it helps and lifts your spirits. Sending the positive vibes. Thank you for that, Shannon. Genuinely. I'm smiling so much right now. You're all great. Since day one, I've been so grateful. Going to attempt finishing unpacking. It's a gorgeous day. The birds are singing and the sun is saying hello. Sun is just about saying goodbye on this side, so I'm happy that it's saying hello at yours, Diana. Please make the most of that light. Please share yours. I know you will. I breathe too, brother. This is the wave, right? Please continue breathing. Management Annie saying happy day. 496, lovely being, sending you light, love, and the energy to love yourself today. Thank you, Lisa. Sending it right back your way, friend. I appreciate that so much. Activate me on your Discord and I'll hook you up, friend. Activate you on the Discord. Have I not activated you, Mrs. Runkelschmecky? Hello, what is your name? Mr. Buildscrank Grab? My name is Meltmore, friend. It's very nice to meet you. Thank you for finding yourself in this space today. Donald. His name is Donald. Why would you do this, Uncle Schmecky? Always giving and showing love. Brilliant example of friendship. It makes me so happy to have him as a light buddy. You're in the USA? No, South Africa. How's the weed there? I grow my own, so I'm a little bit biased. So I'll say amazing, absolutely great. Morning, crazy. Just heard that Inside Out thought last night, I think on TV, got me thinking, and here we are. Synchronicity, 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 hey, synchronicity, and the moon is like pointing right at me. Like, check this. I was like, I kind of sat down, and then as soon as I sat down, I was like, oh, thank you, Mrs. Moon, for blessing me with your presence as well today. Hey, look at this. We have Uncle Becky here. Woo! Hey, I'm out. Good morning to you, Brother Bear. Again, it's nice to have you here. I think the weed is weeding weedfully in South Africa. Yeah. Freckle Jenny. Probably melt your mind. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I look forward to being able to, roll a joint. Like, the first friend that I think might make it to the farm might be Aaron. Might be Aaron. Maybe. Maybe Dan. Ermias Blur. Hopefully one of you friends, Before I leave South Africa, I would like to have one of you friends here. Big hearts and brownie farts. Thank you so much for the love, Brother Bear. Loving the playful nature today, people. We need a fun, silly day. Thank you for being fun and silly with me, friend. On the hill for the thrills. I won't pay the bill, but it better be chill. I'm dead. City cutting off. Whoa, 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 whoa. City shut our water off. Normally, I'd be cleaning right now. While I listen, universe said, "Sit your ass down, take a break." So here I sit. Could get used to this. Thank you, Eden, for just spending a moment. Breathe in, sigh out. Notice 5 things in your environment. I see a tree. I see a Mrs. Moon. I see a little Pippi Doge. I see my water container. I see my sandals. I see my Melira stick. And every single one of these things, as you notice them, you can realize that even though you're seeing something on the outside and it is coming inward, you, from your inward space, can give things more outward energy, right? And you're like, what the fuck, no. So look at the stick, right? And you're like, yes, stick. And then you can think about the tree that this stick grew on. You can think about all of the little bugs that lived, ate some of the leaves of said tree. You can think about the root systems that had to shoot into the ground to support this little stick. Then you can think about a melt coming along, cutting said stick off of the tree because it was getting infected and was no longer serving the tree. And then upon cutting it off, I stripped all of the bark off of a little brush wheel, you know, might have been a little bit visceral. After I stripped all the bark off and, gave it a little bit of a sanding with the brush wheel and sandpaper, I added some beeswax to it, thinking about where the beeswax come from, like the little bees that work there, little bees that contributed wax to the world. Yes, that's a little better. you know and then me being able to take some of that wax and then infuse it into this little stick that I have, being able to add some heat to it using propane, thinking about where that propane came from, thinking about where the lighter came from, thinking about where the propane and the lighter came from and how they came together to be in the same space, and then how it came to be where I am, how it came to be in my hand, how it came to be used, to infuse the beeswax deeper into this stick. And I can go on and I can go on. And you can do this, and we can do it with everything. And just realizing that that power is within you, realizing that you can give things significance, that you are the one that gives things significance. Things don't give you significance, you give things significance. Inside out versus outside in. You are so loved, friend. Thank you for taking care of yourself. Thank you for giving your life significance. I appreciate it more than I can say. Para Magnatus. Thank you for the helpful friend. That's nice of you. I do the same exactly. I take a break, sister. You deserve it. Thank you so much, Lisa, for encouraging as well. Put your feet up and stay a while. Thank you for taking care of yourself, friends. So hard sometimes. I have no chill. Brian says, get up. You're burning daylight. You give things meaning. Eden, you're the one that gives things meaning. And sometimes, like we do things for nice, that's an Alan Watts talk. We wash the dishes, we make our beds, we sweep the floor for nice. Not because we have to, but because we want to, because it's something that makes our existence, our experience of existence, a little bit nicer. And just allowing that, kind of like appreciating the fact that we do things for that niceness. Again, that we do things because we give them significance. It's very easy to convince ourselves that we're victims sometimes because we live in a world that is a little bit wrecked at the moment, huh? Yes, it's ridiculous actually. Inflation is absolutely bonkers right now. The tech industry is shitting the bed. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if that's a little bit brutal. Like you see, I mean, companies are hemorrhaging billions, trillions of dollars right now. And we're in the midst of a change. We're in the midst of such, turmoil and ridiculousness that I would think that there is, a little bit wrong with us if we weren't concerned, if we weren't creating a narrative of, oh goodness, what the fuck's happening, Are we gonna be okay? But yes, we will be okay, friends. And just realizing that we are the things that give things significance, and realizing that the changes we're seeing right now, this collapse of the capitalist economy as we knew it, like our entire society was built on this infinite consumerism. And we don't have an infinite earth, we don't have an infinite amount of human beings, but that infinite consumerism originated from an understanding of inside of ourselves, realizing that we are these infinite beings, and then trying to elicit that infinity in material good, like in material success, in the ability to garner extreme amounts of wealth. And in this moment, even though I think we said it yesterday as well, you can think of life as a game, life is a lottery, life is a casino. And you walk into this casino and you sit down at the table, and you can think of the table as the environment you find yourself in, and you as the person. as the person, right? And you didn't get to choose which person you were gonna be, but now here you are, personing in your environment, sitting at your table, being dealt your cards day after day after day after day. And all you can do is play the game. And you can, in playing this game, garner a big stack of chips, you know? You can be like, yeah, I have the biggest stick because look at all of these chips that I have. And then when you die, you don't get to pick up those chips and go and cash them out and, take something with you. You leave the chips on the table. And then those chips get redistributed. And realizing that that is just the nature of reality. That we, and Uncle Becky was, I feel, the first person that really kind of made me understood this, is nothing is ours. You don't get to keep anything. The only thing that you can hold right now, that you can take right now, is a breath. And even that you have to give back. All you can take is a breath, and even that you have to give back. You're here to give things, to give yourself, to give your life, to give your love, to give your light, to share your experience, to share experiences, to love and to cry, to get angry and frustrated, to be hungry and fuller than you can imagine, to get intoxicated and to be sober. You're here for all of it. And the only thing that we have to notice is that we can create balance by taking responsibility. Taking full responsibility. Told you, dudes, death. If you're gonna sit on me, it's your responsibility, Mr. Flies, to not sit on me. All right? It's my responsibility to make sure you don't sit on me. Okay. Thank you, friends, for giving more significance to even these words that I'm saying right now. Like, you're the one creating significance within them. Like, two people, one person who is completely attached to their humanness, like, oh, I am flesh, and when I die, nothing, because my body is dead, so nothing, right? And then saying the things that I'm saying, and there's a complete resistance of like, hell no, none of the words you're saying has any, value or any truth. And then the next person who tries to see themselves as an infinite being, a soul, experiencing humanity, might experience a little bit of positivity or growth within listening to these words. And the fact that we can elicit different responses, again, just shows that it's an inside out type of thing instead of an outside in. Because if you live as a victim, from outside in, I might say things and you'd be like, nah, that outside is wrong, right? But you living from inside out, you realize that the things that I'm trying to say, the feeling that I'm trying to convey, is something that is within all of our hearts. I'm not pretending to be, something that I'm not. I'm not pretending to be some sort of a revolutionary thinker. I just want to be honest with ourselves, with the way that we feel about things, and trying to take these things into consideration in a way that serves us, all of us. Living a little bit more authentically, living a little bit more to our potential, and in doing so, changing everything. Like, we are changing everything, friends. Our entire lives are changing because of this moment. Just this moment. The way that you feel right now, the things that you're thinking, the actions you're taking, it's changing everything. And I shared this with Ryan again, and I've shared it with you, friends, but it's been such a truth in my mind these days. If I can help one person be 1% more aware, the entire world changes over the span of 7 generations. Literally exponentially changes over 7 generations. One person, 1% more aware. Now imagine 2 people, 3 people, 3,000 people, 3 million people, 3 billion people. We're gonna touch billions of lives, friends. Billions, I'm sure of it. I look forward to doing it with you, friends. Like your your encouragement and support has been like life changing for me as well. There we go. I'm smiling. Okay, one again. Love to you. Messiness gives me anxiety. Me too, sometimes, Shannon. But even though it gives me anxiety, I do it to myself. I don't allow myself to do it in my room. Like no messiness in my room. Like I'm kind of like clinical actually. But in my computer room, for some reason, messiness is something that's very prevalent. You know, and I feel like there's something about the chaos alongside the overstimulation of the internet that kind of like clicks with one another. But if I'm in my room, that space should be sacred. Like I want things to be. I told you, dudes, death, death. If you sit on me, only death. do not, do not assault my being. You're so on point, love. Diana, you're on point. You are the point, friend. All I'm making sounds. I'm literally into the space, you know, and you're like, meaning. You are the one that's giving the meaning. Isn't that the truth? So much love to you. Oh, brother Isaac. I got to actually see Isaac stream. And the first thing that came to my mind is, Yossi, Isaac is fucking hot, you know, he's so beautiful. Thank you, Isaac, for joining us, giving so much love to the Reddit. I was there, but oof, 15K people watching, bringing out some kind of energy. Oh, there was 15K people watching for a moment. Oh, there's 1,000 watching right now. Thank you. Thank you for joining me, Fred. For being in this moment with me. You are the point. You are the point. You know, just take that with you. Like, you don't have to stay here. Even if you never come back here, just realize that your life is the point. That you existing is the point. You are the one creating this experience. You are the one eliciting meaning. And that you can provide meaning for others, you know, by being loving. Like I like to think of this expression, like we have this society right now where we're very touchy around, you know, subject of religion or God or, you know, enter your word here. But I feel it's more important than ever for us to live as that expression, you know, for us to be the expression of what God is, for the world to be able to see it, you know, from an inside point, living out into the world so that the outside world becomes better because of you just being in it. And you're already doing it just by being in this moment with me. You are already doing that, but just doing it with intention, you know, to instead of being like, oh yeah, take me universe, to to try and take universe, you know, to take yourself responsible for the universe. Love to you all. Shannon, my friend, how are you? I enjoyed that stream. Was a little brain empty and stoned, and I think it showed. It was a blast though. Mr. Fly, please, dude, please, please do not make me murder you as well. I've already killed two of your friends. You know, and I was thinking about this yesterday again. Like, you can go, like, even if you flew in a direction, you know, for your entire existence, Mr. Fly, you would not be able to experience all of the surface area that the planet has. But by choosing to sit on my surface area, you cut your potential off to experience all of that surface area. So please, please, Mrs. and Mr. Flies, save yourselves. Mother. Enjoy that stream. Again, love to you. Thank you. It was beautiful, Isaac. You are beautiful, brother Bear. Thanks. It's so hard sometimes. I have no chill. Eden, I feel that really. How do you deal with intrusive thoughts and feelings? Whew. You take action, friend. You know, and I feel it might be a little bit of an unpleasant answer right now, but intrusive thoughts and feelings, oh goodness, like take action might be the last thing that I should say, but try to take action that is in the opposite of what you might be feeling and thinking, right? Like if you're feeling like, oh, I'm unhealthy or I'm killing myself with my diet, drink a glass of water. You know, you don't have to overcomplicate it. Just start taking very small incremental actions. And, you know, something that Jovan said, and I have a whole stream planned around the topic, the little things add up. The little things add up really quick. You being 1% more aware about your actions, oh, instead of just going through the motions of making myself my coffee, I am going to watch the milk as it like bands through my coffee. And I don't drink milk right now, but I was like really paying attention to the sediment in my coffee. I have a French press that I make my coffee with, and the sediment, because of the heat of the coffee, gets uplifted, and then it creates these little twirls and these little, turbulences, and they have these almost like folds in them. And I was just in awe, like absolute awe of this coffee that I'm drinking. And it's me being a percentage more aware, just being a little bit more aware, even in just you drinking your coffee, changes everything. That small thing adds up. You are gonna change the world, friend. You already are. You cannot help it. You literally cannot help it. Are we waiting on a rare drop? Wait, whoa, 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 whoa. Goodness. How did I miss so many so quickly? Melty, what is your necklace made of? I love the colors. They bring joy. I'm drawn to blues and purples a lot. And green. That's a perfect choice then. It's made of something called Fumi? Is it Fumi clay? Fumi clay? Stedler's. It's a Stedler's clay that is like oven baked. And like this little crystal is something that I've had for 4 years now. That I bought at the first festival that I ever went to, and it had like a almost like skin color type of clay around it. And unfortunately, the little loop that the string went through got broken off, and I kind of retired the necklace, and I put it in like my bag, and it was kind of like coming with me in the bag, and I was like kind of bummed that I couldn't wear it. And then there was just this one day, like during my yoga teacher training, where I was like, it's time, this resolute, it's time. It's time for you to wear your necklace again. And I went at it with a knife, like cutting away bit by bit the clay that was on it. Ended up technically breaking it a little bit, which I was like, tripping out about that whole thing. And then I made myself this little top piece where I had like a little disc, and I put these little purple bits in it and pressed the little purple bits into it, and then I folded the little thing over. Well, I folded the little thing into my hand, and then it just happened to fit perfectly. Like even this little fold here is allowing this little piece of the crystal to kind of like protrude a little bit, and it was just so beautiful, like so perfect. And then the next day, I kind of got to learn about Shiva, and they were talking about Shiva's throat being blue because he was swallowing poison to save all of the other gods. And I was like tripping out about the fact that I chose blue and purple as my colors. It's a whole trip, and it means so much to me. And thank you for asking, Diana. I plan on making these and either giving them away or selling them eventually. I have some more clay left, but I'm planning on getting some crystals, like individual little small crystals, when I go to the city on the 4th of June. Christiana's gonna come and fetch me. I'm doing well right now, Isaac. I feel peaceful and embracing the sunshine and the warmer weather, the space, and you, friends. How are you? Thank you for asking as well, Shannon. Mel, how many souls you got, dude? Probably enough for a level up. You've been grinding flies for an hour. Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness, Isaac, dude! Why did you have to say something like that? Now I have to think about the fly souls. And I've taken all of the fly souls. I'm sorry, I free you. Go, fly souls. Fly away, please. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Dude, are you waiting on a rare drop? Maybe like if I kill like 50 fly souls, like suddenly, I'll get some sort of like golden item. It'll just be like this, and I get to touch it, and it just suddenly, gives me some superpowers or something. Mm. Oh, that's great, Shannon. Feeling great as well. Enjoying my weather as well. So thankful for the warmth and sunshine. I've been taking time for me, and it's been great. Love being here together. I'm so happy to hear that, beloved friend. Like genuinely, I think it's more important than ever for us to really pay attention to ourselves and take care of yourself, friend. Nobody else can take care of you. I was thinking today, friends coming into the space and asking me how it is I'm always happy. And my first response being that I'm not. Like there's no such thing as always happy. I spend a lot of time in existential dread as well, but it's because I spend time in that existential dread that I arise meaning. I again, inside out, create meaning for myself because I feel like there is no meaning, if you will. And then it's this back and forth. And I was thinking to myself that the next time someone asks me, how is it that you're always happy? I was going to tell them that one, I'm not always happy. And two, they won't like this answer because the point that follows the two is the fact that I'm trying to do the things that serve me. Like I'm trying to. Right now, I'm not eating anything, but I'm trying to eat good food. I'm trying to exercise. At least once a day. And you don't have to do a lot. Again, just like getting your body to move. Like you can do one squat, a single squat right now, and it's going to be more than no squats. Like you can do one push up, and it's going to be more than zero push ups. Just by doing these little things, again, the little things add up. And I do a lot of little things, and it helps me be a little bit happier. It helps. It doesn't solve the problem, it just helps. And I hope at least, that we're helping one another in this space as well, encouraging one another to be happier. Blues, greens, and purples are my favorite colors as well. Mine is purple, I think, first. Like it used to be green. Like the first color I ever said was my favorite color was green. And now I feel like I resonate with purple, but they do go kind of well together as well. Isaac, I'm so happy to hear that. Take this time for yourself. Thank you for the love, Shannon. Jazzy, Jazzy and I took some time after work, hung up the hammock, and played frisbee for about 2 hours. Not a care in the world in those moments. Goodness, dude, that sounds so beautiful. I felt that. I don't know if you believe, but I truly do. I feel your vibe. You're truly bright, Golden Shannon. She's quite something. And the craziest part as well, Diana, Shannon, the first message that Shannon started tuning into the stream, saying nothing at all, and then sent me. I'm sorry if I'm, like shining some light on Shannon. Shannon, no, please. Shines more light, Shannon. Here, it's just gonna melt. If you feel the lights too warm, just melt more. You'll be fine, Shannon. So Shannon, when she was first tuning into these streams, she would just be watching, and she wouldn't want to say anything because she felt like whatever she had to say wasn't worthy of being said or whatever, right? And then I encouraged her to, just do a little, do the littlest things. And she said, hi, 2 letters. That was her first ever comment on the stream, just hi. And that was the only thing she said for the whole stream, just hi. The next stream, it was hello. I was like, oh, 5 letters. Woo! Look at that. Such an exponential leap. And then after that, it became who we now know as Shannon, this beautiful, loving being that sees herself more than she ever has. And by seeing herself, by again projecting from inward out, we get to see her. And it's been such a beautiful process just watching us grow, all of us watching us grow. It's something. It's insane sometimes that I think about it. My colors used to be purple. Lately, it's bubblegum pink and a nice cobalt blue. Pink does have a very like safe space in my heart as well, dude. Come over here and love you, shit. It's important to realize that always being happy is an unsolvable problem, and that it is ourselves that have decided that certain emotions are negative. We must not like them as much as others. Dude, it's a projection. Like when you cry, for example, people feel uncomfortable because they want to get you to stop crying. So there is this projection again from outside in of like, no, you shouldn't be crying. And then it's like, the fuck? Why I'm feeling some way. Why can't I feel this way? Like, no, stop feeling, stop it right now. Javan said, peace and light. Thank you so much. Okay? I put it on. It does not mean it's a bad thing though. I enjoy burgers more than I like quesadillas. I hope I didn't butcher that. Probably did. And I might really not want a quesadilla. I don't even know what a quesadilla is on Friday. But how lucky to have it. Exactly. Oh, maybe add peach to the color. I love a nice peachy orange. That's soft. Almost like comforting orange. I wish you could see the smile on my face. Thank you for your words. Thank you for yours. You are allowing yourself to be seen, Shannon. And as a result, we see you. We love you so much. Have ADHD as well. Oh yes. Where do you poop if you live outside? Outside, friend. The world is made if I live outside. That sounds so horrible. No, dude, I have plumbing, fortunately. I have plumbing. In nature, OBS. What a silly question. Yeah, exactly. It is. Just popping in to tell you that Aunt B asked that I send her love to you here. Thank you, Natalie. Send love to Aunt B as well. It's an old camping trick that it is. Oh, we're talking about headless way today. I do say, what a way to behave. I like that, Isaac. Thank you, Brother Bear. It's a hack. Wow, dude, it's very nice to see you're still going live here. Cans, can, cans me am Irish. Cans me am Irish. It's nice to have you, friend. I am still doing it. I will never stop unless I die. Then I'll probably stop. And I say probably kind of coyly because if I'm right, I won't even stop if I'm dead. Looking like a Chris Prontius. I've gotten that one before, friend. Thank you for noticing as well. Bro, you are hot. Thank you for the compliment, friend. I mean, I'm actually, feeling a little bit warm today. It hasn't been too cold. Love you, Joe. Man, the freaking love is just melting us all. Isaac, you might like the color of my living room carpet then. Like, he mentioned so many colors, so now you just have this techno color shifting carpet in my head. Like, flipping between the different colors. I love quesadillas. I'm Colombian, but I just love Mexican cuisine. I want to desperately actually try some Mexican cuisine. We don't have any of that in South Africa, like absolutely not authentic stuff. But being able to go to like a little Mexican food truck in America or Canada, or Mexico itself is definitely something that I look forward to. Melt, have you checked out the flame of frenzy from Elden Ring? There's literally a line near the end of the ending that someone is talking about melting it all until all is one again. Oh, it's all of you. Oh, dude, please. Please, Isaac. Too many synchronicities. Man, I just made myself bleed. Like, that's the crazy thing, dude. Like, I feel the world is starting to understand that. And, like, there's so many synchronicities that I'm seeing in content and, ways of writing. Or, like, the books I'm reading is also kind of alluding to this melting. And then I'm like, oh, please. And the Meltmore name came to me almost 5 years now. Like it's been almost 5 years where I've identified with that name. Has it been 5 years? Yeah, almost 5 years. Like it's something that's so surreal, dude. And the fact that we understand it as a collective is even more surreal. Like this thing that I felt so intuitively, intrinsically, that we understand now together. All we can do is melt more. Like we are so concerned about melting. Oh, I don't understand this thing. Oh, it's too much. Oh, what am I gonna do? Oh, all of these responsibilities. Oh, the world is changing. Oh, blah, 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 blah. Melting. All you can do is melt more, and there will still be more to melt. We're going into oneness, friends. And back from oneness into singularity, back to singularity or individuality. Individuality is a oneness as well. Like there's no escaping it. I love a gut colorful rug. To me, it's a pukey oranges coral color. Personally, not my taste at all. I want a carpet for my yoga room. Actually, that's where my mind is going right now. So if I could, just like teleport it to my space. Hey, Shannon. Oh goodness, I can understand that, Shannon. Some colors may not be as comforting as others. Kind of like olive. It just makes me feel farty. I also don't necessarily particularly enjoy the olive color. I'm putting you guys on my TV now for a moment. Getting to be on the big screen, Diana. Yes. This is what it feels like to be a movie star. Goes into a long ass monologue. Thank you so much, my friend. Thank you for the wholesome again, friend. Damn, I really like that. It's so true. Nothing is sour, nothing is permanent, and yet everything is. You can take sandwiches. I have a sandwich shop in Australia. You can make sandwiches, I'm guessing. I could make sandwiches. I would actually enjoy that. Being able to create food and being able to serve that food to other beings. I, at one point, wanted to be a chef, but life didn't take me there. Dude, you got a nice yoga rug. My rug I shared in Discord was so many infinity signs in it. And the matchup to where I put my palms for different positions, it really gets me into it. That makes me so happy to hear, dude. Thank you for living into your infinity. Every single one of you, friends, are an infinity of your own. You have like an infinite amount of stuff that has happened to you. You have breathed an infinite amount of breath because you haven't counted it. You have experienced an infinite amount of things, and you're going to yet experience an infinite amount of things. There's infinite amounts of complexity in your relationship with your animals, with the trees, with the grass that you're walking on, the mycelium networks that find themselves underneath the grass. My brain, please, please stop. I'm melting, dude. Thank you, friends. Young gravy? No, not just yet, friend. Not just yet. Or not anymore. Whichever one you feel comfortable with. Sit cross-legged, look down. Infinity. Infinity. And if you want to do this one as well, if you place your hands on your forehead, and this one is a little bit more difficult to get, but if you place your hands on your forehead and you look almost at your wrists, you'll notice an infinity as well. Oh goodness, I've so many places, Isaac. At this point, like I can't even unsee it anymore. Sending you love as well, Aspire. Mm-hmm. Much press something, guy. Thank you again. Outside, thank you for the all-seeing upvote. I never know if this guy is super deep and smart or full of crap. Friend, you were the one creating the meaning. That's the trip. This guy is the bee's knee. Thank you, friend. You ever hear of the Jedi way? I mean, I've heard of it, but apparently, you get more gains if you go Sith. Joking. Dude, not officially, just fire burning away my butt, smoking crack. This dude is high AF. Man, I'm happy that you think that, friend. Like, I do feel kind of high, but I think it's more the fasting than it is crack. Yes, you dude. Chat gets pretty wild. It does be that way sometimes, Isaac. Thank you nonetheless. Believing you are temporary does not mean you cannot learn and experience. I think quite the opposite, friend. Like believing you are temporary, at least in this form, you are temporary. You get to be more present, right? Like realizing that this will come to an end, this experience will come to an end. You get to pay more attention. Like, huh, what about this? What about that? Maybe I'm going to love my dog a little bit more because I don't know how long I'll get to love my dog. That's the comment where I left. I see it as well, Isaac. Like it's been pretty wild. Like we have a lot of friends tuning in today. Like especially of the comments. This guy is. Are you a Jedi, my friend? No, cat. I love pancakes. Me too. I'm also a big fan of pancakes. I really feel like even if you didn't jump in midway through the stream of thought and rambling and actually got here at the start, I'd be lost. I mean, it's a little bit hit or miss sometimes. I feel what's most important is just for you to feel, friend. Like even if you're not in the middle, or even if you come into the stream in the middle of the stream and you're like, what the hell is this dude talking about right now? I'm not supposed to tell you anything, friend. Like don't listen to me. Don't assume that I'm right about anything. Listen for yourself, feel for yourself. You are the one eliciting this response. Free popping. Yeah, what's influencing your thoughts and emotions right now on a very visceral level? Ketones. Instead of eating food right now, I'm in a fasted state. Like today is day 3, so my entire body is utilizing my fat, turning that fat into ketone bodies, and then my brain is running off of those ketones. It's probably still producing like 20%, glycogen to kind of like offset it, but most of my brain is being run by ketones right now. So what's influencing my thoughts and opinions is me, inside out, friend. You talk like this when you have a good miss your kalimba sessions. Really, dog? Thank you for that, friend. That's so beautiful of you to say. I do plan on, starting to do more of them, but I'm getting a new instrument soon as well, so I'll try to. Thank you for encouraging me to. She's okay. I check the chat. Cluttered room equals a cluttered mind. It do be that way. Lovely teeth, dude. Thank you. They grew this way out of my skull. Oh goodness. Yeah, I can't take responsibility. Like I fortunately didn't have to get braces either. Death does not matter to the flies, for they are infinite beings. There we go. Competitive mix gets it. Is this dude streaming from a public place or some amazing paradise of a backyard? Some amazing paradise of a backyard, friend. I live in South Africa, like 30, no, no, 20 miles away from the closest town, 200 miles away from the closest city. So I'm a little bit in the middle of nowhere, friend. And I'm happy to be sharing it with you. Show the dog. Like, she doesn't like getting picked up, but just because you asked, hot potato time. Little puppers. She's like, nah, bitch. I don't want any of this. She's so dramatic. She was literally, she saw the other dog. What is that? You gonna go get him? Thank you, Mel, and thank you all you beautiful energies here. I will be eternally grateful to have connected with such a humble, peaceful community and caring and loving souls that is truly beyond words. Sending love to you all. Terpellus, sending that love right back. Thank you, friend. Why is everyone so interested? You know, that which you are, you find, Eden. There's a lot of bullshit in the world right now, so I'm not surprised. You are right, big student. Everyone. Mm-hmm. I like your vibe, amigo. Thank you, Blue Lotus. Like you're just seeing yourself, friend, on the most fundamental level. I am but a reflection of the infinity that is you. You're just seeing yourself, friend, in another space, in another time, in another body. It's you, friend. The reason you're resonating is because you're seeing yourself. So where's man? What paradise does this guy live at? It's like this place called Earth, dude. It's pretty wild. Middle of nowhere, South Africa. Thank you, Shofan. Hello once again, mate. Tips hat to you. Thank you for joining us, Untitled. This guy, he likes life. He kind, loves people, bro is deep in the crack. Yeah, that's it. Can I be a crackhead? A comment right left, dude. It's too wild. You're talking about boys on something. I'm not, friend. I appreciate you thinking that because it gives me a sense of calm and like confidence, because I do occasionally take psychedelics and I enjoy the psychedelic state of mind, but at this point in my life, it's too much. I have a hard time enjoying it because it's like, oh goodness, oh fuck, So the fact that I can sound high without having to be high is like, oh yeah, sick. That makes me happy to hear. Heath Ledger vibes. Thank you for that as well, friend. Another beautiful patron. Not exactly where, somewhere in South Africa is right. This man has some wisdom to share. We should all listen. Gatslinger, the wisdom is in you, friend. I'm just talking about the things you already know. And I can't say anything original. And I'm fully willing to admit that. If you read Marcus Aurelius's Meditations, for example, that dude lived 2,000 years ago, jotted down his internal thoughts 2,000 years ago. And I genuinely believe that if you had to take the core principles of what Marcus Aurelius talked about in his book, Meditations, and you had to superimpose it over all of these streams that I've done, maybe 80% of the stuff Marcus Aurelius has already said, and I'm fully willing to admit that. But the importance again is that we are in this moment, and by talking about things in this moment, feeling into things in this moment, we can teach ourselves, we can learn how to live more authentically and fully. You already know these things, right? Just try to touch on them, trying to elicit these little fractals in you, saying basic things people already know. Yes, exactly, FB. Thank you. I love the reminder. Thank you, Brother Ryan. We know these things, but we tend to forget. That's it, Catslinger. I don't know how he can talk so much. Big student, this is the gift I've been given, friend. Like, this is the only thing that I've, I got this, dude. It was like, oh yeah, let's pick from talents. Sports player? Nah, dude, can't do that. Programmer, I tried to do that as well. Nah, fam, no programming for you. Salesman? Can't help you there. Teacher, and then I started doing this, and for the first time, I'm like, oh shit, I'm succeeding. Guess he's manifesting. There you know, friend. There you know. Is this the guy who used to dance to EDM bangers outside? I still do, B. I still do. I don't know if I'll be able to do it today though, because I'm feeling like I'm a little bit flustered. Maybe I'll end the stream, you know. So patient friends. He's reading the text on top of the chat. Might be a while before he gets to respond to your comment. You're right. And I'm here now, fortunately. Can I see the surroundings? Just call me TY. Yes, I'll show you the surroundings. And then I'll thank you, friends. Maybe it won't be a dancing stream, but I'll still thank you, friends. Red Clicker, love to you. It's an awareness that we can all tap into. And that's what we're trying to do on B. By tapping into that awareness, by, again, becoming 1% more aware of the things going on inside of ourselves, just for a moment, right? Like, even if it's just this moment that we get to be aware of something, it changes everything. It adds up. See the surroundings. Nancy, it's nice to have you here as well. Personal sherbet, I call it melting when the world falls from us, leaving us in the void. Exactly. Exactly, friend. And even if you find yourself in that void, there you are, in the void, in nothingness, still present. Enjoy the yummies of the more melting. So much love. Gosh, such a lovely voice. Blue Lotus, you're flattering me, friend. Like, I, for the longest time, had a big, point of contention in myself with my voice, where I was like, oh yes, Googling how to make my voice deeper. And it was something that was definitely not serving me either. I have come to fully embrace my voice, so thank you for embracing it as well. I appreciate the love, friend. It means a lot. There we go. What kind of chef, Melt? I don't know. A food cooking chef, Lisa? Type of chef that cooks food. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But that is the truth. Okay. So I think I'm going to keep this stream just because I don't think I have enough time to do it otherwise. It's a good. It's alive. So I'm going to end the YouTube just so that I have a phone to actually play music with. And I'll do like a mini little jiggle, to say thank you to the friends who support me on Patreon. And then I'm going to have to go and, attend my classes. Thank you, friends, for joining me. So much love to you, YouTube friends.